Wish it were Friday, yeah, yeah, yeah. Medical Monday, yeah, yeah, yeah. And today's episode is about the spleen. So let's start with size and location. So typically for size, it's about a fist. Um, there are multiple references. Some will say it's 6 to 13 centimeters. Some references will say it's about 4 centimeters. Some will say it's 4 to 8, 4 to 14, 6 to 14. I've heard different references from um, different uh, books and different whatever. But it's average about 4 to 8, I would say. About the size of your fist, I would say. And it's on your left side here by your stomach and left kidney, right below your rib cage, but it does interlope with, I want to say, around the ninth to 11th ribs down here, and kind of connects with the stomach and the kidney and the pancreas. But for those of you who want more of a visual reference, I'm going to actually go to the Illustrated Atlas of the Body by Beverly McKillen, just so that I'm not getting striked down for copyright or whatever infringement, because this is not my book. I did not write this, so I'm not going to pretend this is my information. Now, this is actually a picture of the digestive system, so it's not actually labeled here because it's not part of the digestive system. But this right here would be your spleen. There's your stomach, here's your liver over here, and then you've got a kidney right above here, which is not showing, another kidney over here, and then your heart would be like right up above here. So this would be your spleen here. So let's get into some more information. So right here is your spleen, obviously. And over here would be, this is a Google image, by the way, because I suck at drawing. Your aorta artery comes in through here. And then right here is what is known as your splenic artery. This right here is what brings blood into your spleen. It then returns back out through your splenic vein. And that's how blood comes in and out for being filtered. It does press up against the pancreas, but to my knowledge, I don't think it's connected directly there. There is a connection here that goes to a piece. I'll come back to you with the name of that at some point, hopefully. That connects with your left kidney and with your stomach. There's something that kind of separates out. It's not in this picture. But I'll get back to you in the next video I want to actually make about the liver, kidneys, and spleen, since they're all three separate types of filters in the body. So I will bring that up in that video. I just can't remember the name of that specific split. But yeah, this is basically where it is. It presses up against the diaphragm as well and against the stomach. But that's the general location of it. Man, just tell us what it does. That's why I clicked on this video to begin with. Right, yeah, right, because that's what we're here for. So let's get into that. So the spleen basically has two main functions. Um, and it's part of two totally different systems too, by the way. It's one of those organs that kind of participate in two different functions, main functions, I would say, anyways. It's part of the immune system, which I know you've heard of that, and then it's part of the hematological system. Sorry, and I'll get to that in a minute. in a minute, but let's start with the simple one, the immune system. And basically, what it's doing for your immune system is the spleen. It contains a lot of white pulp in it, and it's one of the few things that it's made of. And this produces what's known as lymphocytes, which I'm going to put on the screen somewhere in case you want to look into that. Lymphocytes, which is basically what helps fight infections. It's part of one of the things made up for your immune system, but it's what helps fight infections. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of cartoons when you were a kid of little things with hands, and they're all fighting against the viruses and stuff. I'm sure you've seen this before. So let's get into the hematological system part of it. And now for the hematological part of it. Hemo meaning blood, and tological meaning something else, but I'm not going to pretend I learned that one. I used to just do a lot of this reading because my father used to be an emergency medical technician. His dad used to be a paramedic, and back before I was born, they ran a bit of a company together. So I had medical books out the yin yang to read. So just as a heads up, now that we're part of the way through the video, I am not a trained professional. I'm just a nerd that had a lot of medical encyclopedias and books and training books to read through. Some of them I've even seen in doctors' offices. So these are legit books I've read through. This is legit information. I wouldn't mislead you by purpose, but as a reference, I'm not a trained professional despite even diagnosing people. I've diagnosed people and I've had it confirmed, but not important in this video. Just a disclaimer. Anyways, so for the hematological part of this, basically what your spleen is doing is it's pretty much replacing all of your dead red blood cells or platelets. Um, and I'll get into further detail on this because the spleen is what I consider one of three filters in the system. You've got your spleen, you've got your liver right over here, kind of going above the stomach, close to the spleen and over to here. And then you've got your kidney. So I'm going to make a kidney, liver, and spleen video that kind of goes through that, as well as all actual videos for just the liver and just the kidneys. But if you're wanting future information that's not included in this video, feel free to comment down below and I'll make sure I'll add it to that video. Another little interesting fact is that the spleen holds on to about a cup of blood that it releases during times of shock. You know, if you've ever been injured or if you've ever been losing blood, it'll often start releasing blood during that time. And again, I do plan on actually doing a kidney, liver, and spleen video since they are the three filters of the body. And I also, once I get through the systems of the body and the organs of the body for videos, I also want to do a video for each of the organs and systems on what can go wrong with the organs, what can mishap, what diseases and disorders are involved with these. So I will make future videos on these topics. So if there's anything I missed or anything you would like to know about, feel free to comment down below, and it will probably end up in a future video, because I'll be honest, this was kind of a rushed video. I planned on having this done by the weekend, but I'm actually filming this on the Monday I'm releasing this. So I will go into further depth in a future video, so feel free to comment down below, but in order to make this quicker, just comment down below, and thanks for getting this far in the video. Feel free to like and subscribe if you'd like to. I generally don't put this into a video. Most of my videos I don't. But I also do musical adventures, and I also do a lot of gardening videos and indoor gardening videos. I'm going to get more into foraging videos, more into comedy videos, so perhaps this might be a channel you'd be interested into. But thanks for following along this far, and I hope you're all doing well. Take care.